Shalom, everyone. Shalom. Mr. Nissim Baturi, our Deputy Speaker of the Parliament and a member of the Committee of Foreign Affairs and Security. He is the one that invited our delegation over here. He's the one that's supporting us. He's the one that signed, one of the first people that signed on our document for the Committee of Foreign Affairs. And we are very happy to meet him, and he's also happy to meet us. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Happy to have you here at Jerusalem, at the Knesset, and my pleasure to come and talk with you at my office, okay?
Thank you very much.
הסתייגות 516, הצבעה.
Those who are against.
הסתייגות 516, הצבעה.
Those who are against.
All right, sir. We see Biafran lobbyists holding a session with the Israeli parliament in a closed door. What exactly is happening?
It has an endless move, let me put it that way, and kudos to Richard Wosu and all the new DOS. I think they are advancing to that point where, if you have been following me and been watching this video, I told you very clearly that United Nations have done their part, and what we are expecting is 193 nations of the United Nations, especially those who are sovereign and are given member status in the United Nations, to do the needful. That is what, and they cannot be able to do that if there is no diplomatic establishment and engagement, solidarity, treaties, understanding. I must give it to Amir Ohana, the Speaker of the Israeli Parliament, for that engagement. You can imagine the Biafran delegates right there in kENESET Parliament, engaging in the legislation and process of identification, documentation, and modalities for a possible recognition of Biafra by the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. It is not magic, bro. It is not film. These are years of resilience spirits. These are years of hard work. These are years, and of course, very clearly, the moment. You see, Israel is not a nation that talks too much, that does believe in too much diplomacy. They don't. They are pseudo Christians, Jews like the Igbos. I can tell you that. If you want to narrate it very well, you know that we are Afro-Asia. Afro-Asia. You know what that means? Afro-Asia. We are blacks. We are pseudo-Christians. In the other way around, we are the black Jews. And they know, they identified. He told them that the fight is not about Israel. The fight is about the Christendom all over the world. He made it very clearly. How many months now, years now, he has won Nigeria? They don't need to talk much. We are going to see what is going to happen on September during the United Nations General Assembly that will take place in New York. Whether Nigeria is still going to retain their position against Israel. Their position against Israel. Israel have already taken the decision. Before they can be able to open their doors for diplomatic engagement with a tribe, with a nation, yes, I can tell you. How many is Denmark? How many is Norway? Look at this one, even Finland. You are talking about a population of over 85 million people. Calculate the number of EU countries today. They are less than 400 million. Then you are comparing a nation, a potential powerhouse in Africa that has about 85 million in population currently now, with massive human capital resources. Then there's viability. in all ramification. So they are gradually opening. Israel is less than 20 million or 15 million in population. Still, they are the most powerful nation on earth. Why is it that we will continue to be in this contraption that cannot even fix ordinary electricity for citizens? And I stand to be corrected. Let me give you more facts. In China today, China has components of electricity generating devices and plants worth 4 billion plus. Components, so I'm not talking about megawatts. So if you come to megawatts, China has 300 million megawatts. They are not oil producing nation, and we cannot continue, and that is fact. Having gotten to that point, I want you to look at the history and the formation of the Israeli parliament, the Knesset parliament itself, to where we are today. How many countries that are agitated that they were able to bring into their secret institutions where decisions are being made, where ideologies are being incubated, where global decisions are being taken, bilateral treaties are being signed, and they decided to engage delegates from the Biafran government or the Biafran people, to be part and watch and see with their eyes the processes of recognition that is about to happen. Remember, before now, there has been vote. Yes, it is a new development. As you can see in this video, I'm just interpreting the video to you so that you understand that they are coming closer to the proclamation of what the international law says about a nation seeking self-rule, seeking independence. And before you get to that level, there are processes according to what the United Nations stands for, according to what the EU is saying. So at this point, you choose your area of strength. If they do not believe in the struggle of Biafra, they wouldn't have opened their kENESET parliament to Biafrans.
A lot of people are asking questions saying, since Biafra just want to go, are you saying that when Biafra comes, are you saying the kidnappings, terrorism would not take place in Biafra?
Let me tell you very clearly, those things that is happening in Nigeria is the reason why the Biafra need to leave a contraption called Nigeria. And it's all about humanity. You know what it takes Israel to be able to become a nation today. In 1948 or thereabout, if Israel became a nation. Imagine a situation where there were no decision in that regard. Israel did not come together and said, no, this is a movement started by the Zionist Chain Wisman, who established the Zionist movement as at that time. Imagine what would have happened. But as fortified as Israel is, if not, there was a lot of mistakes, by the United Nations and some bilateral agreement that were entered that allowed, Gaza and West Bank to have that space, even when they were given to handle it under Arafat. They abused it. It is not going to be like that in Biafran land. 40 states of the Biafra has already been presented to United Nations, and they have granted Biafra an authority to be part of the territorial agreement according to the United Nations under the Protection Act of the United Nations. What that means that now they have signed it, that anything that United Nations force will come under the protection of Biafra. They have already signed it about a few days ago. People does not. We are taking it. It's moving. It's not a hidden thing. So what it means is that at that level now, they have come to identify and agree that these are the territory, and they are going to fall under United Nations Protection Act. That is, by the way. You can see at every point in time, we are making sure everything becomes critically clear. Imagine those who are battling, the struggle. Of course, and among 12, there must be Judas. There's no two ways about it. Even it happened to Jesus Christ. So Remain steadfast and focused, and pray for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which everybody is waiting for. Because once this thing become very clear, and I told you, the instrument of government of Biafra will be handed to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then the running of the government will come from the establishment of the Biafran government in Israel. And there's no politician who has a formal romance with Nigeria will be part of the Biafran. They are citizens of Biafra, no doubt about it, but they cannot, be part of the Biafran takeoff as a government. And I can tell you that the Israeli government also are working out modalities for a proper takeoff in terms of security, in terms of funding, in terms of everything, technology. Okay, we need that expertise to add to what we have. And watch the most powerful black African nation in the world. Watch, I say watch how it will go, because there will be a proper foundation, just like what George Washington did in America. The America become a capitalist nation today. You must give it to Dr. George Washington, because these are the Rockefeller, them Madison. You're gonna hear about their names. You see, they are just ordinary names. These are the people that came out together and said, "No, this is the foundation of which we will build this most powerful nation on earth." They came down. That's why you are hearing Madison Garden, Rockefeller. You think they are film actors? They are not film actors. These are people who decided the foundation of America today. And we will not allow such in Biafra land. Those who are going to lay the proper takeoff and foundation of Biafra, Oga has already budgeted billions of dollars for that takeoff. That's a fact. And we are seeing it gradually now, and you see the focus is coming. There you want to tell me that the Mossad does not know about what is happening in the Knesset parliament. The Israeli prime minister does not know what is happening within his own parliament. He knows that Biafra is coming, and at the end of the day the resolution is going to come to his table, and when he will look at it, so that is the nation. The Israeli ambassador, Israeli ambassador to United Nations called Biafra an ally of Israel. I want to point Hackby, or what they call him, said Biafra is an ally, and the Israeli Prime Minister, has been making it very clearly that Israel as a nation will continue to build allies. And in Africa today, before Michael Freeman left as Nigeria Israeli ambassador to Nigeria, another person came in. Look at his statement. Look at where he went to. Look at what he said, and it's a clear signal that Israeli government will have recognized Biafra as a sovereign nation. And having done that, we are waiting. Benjamin Netanyahu have set a date to pronounce and proclaim Biafra a sovereign nation.
Finally, we are also hearing news saying the Israeli parliament trying to the Russian embassy is coming to our land, which is the Biafra land. And we're also hearing the World Trade Organization African chapter also still coming to the Biafran land. Are these still the champions of Israel? And also, why is these things also still coming to Biafra?
It tells you the level of spread. It tells you the level of bilateral engagement and international relations. That we are experts in that. Don't forget that also we saw what Azikiwe did during the colonial area. Those channels are still there. So the Russia coming in to establish their embassy in Biafra land is a clear signal of what is about to come. And we are going to have the first African World Trade Organization headquarters in Aba. Few days ago, under the Tongosi Urabese, Okonjo Ngozi Iweala actually acknowledged the agreement of Biafran documents that was brought to his table, recognizing that they are going to build the first WTO headquarters in Biafran land. So these are things that they have come to understand, that Biafran land is a peaceful state. You know, they are not anti-civilization. You know, everything they're about to do is civilizational, and the world has come to identify that it's going to be based on fundamental human rights according to the law that and rules and constitution of Biafra, that it is a secular nation with Christian values, and that is the beauty. That's what these world powers are seeing, and the earlier the better. You know, not only them, a lot of countries, they are going to flood Biafra with their resources, and that is what it means. And it looks like the Israeli government is going to be the first country on earth that's definitely going to recognize Biafra as a sovereign nation.